Gal is an author of this book called Private Physiotherapy. Tell me more about this book.
So this book, I've started writing it about approximately 10 to 12 years ago.
10, 12
Yeah, it
years
takes a
ago.
long time. We thought that we will send him to run in the water with floats, to water running. And he came out of the water without injuries and fitter than any other team member.
Yeah?
For running, yeah.
The arc, this arc, that started paining terribly. So anybody who stopped going to the office, working from home, had this problem.
Yeah.
What's the relationship?
I think first of all, when you work in COVID, people work from home. They do not go on the train, on the bus, in the car, into the office, out for lunch. They stay home all the time. So they never had any weight-bearing time.
Do animals have physiotherapies?
Yes.
I was surprised to look at this. What is electric fish therapy? What is that?
What is that?
Electric fish therapy.
No, never heard of that
It
one.
was the ancient Egyptians used electric fish to stimulate and reduce pain in certain medical conditions.
Well, electricity, that's interesting. Because electricity has been used in physiotherapy and in medicine for many years.
When I saw you wearing Kaiban, I said, okay, he's the right guy for me.
Yeah, there you go. You knew it. The Swiss company, yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the fourth episode of Rollover Show. Our guest today is, I'm very excited to have him here. He is a very renowned physiotherapist in Glasgow. He was an official Olympic physiotherapist, Baku Olympics, Baku European Olympics, and he was also an official member of Commonwealth Games. He currently runs his own company called GK Physiotherapies, and he's a successful entrepreneur. He's a successful swimming coach. He loves swimming. That's his passion. And he's also author of a book called Private Physiotherapy, which I'll show you a copy later on. So, welcome to the show, Mr. Gal Kantor.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm very well. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thank you for letting me be with you here.
It's my pleasure, to be honest. It's my pleasure to be honest.
Great.
Yeah. Tell me about yourself. How did you end up doing physiotherapy? What interests you?
I mean, I'm coming from a sport background,
Okay.
a health background, studied biology in school, and I wanted a profession that will combine sport, health, the human body, and at the same time helping people directly.
I would, sorry to interrupt you. Now, if any ladies watching this, if you look at Gal, how old do you think he is? He is the most eligible bachelor available in Glasgow.
Well, again, this is in physio.
I'm going to let the ladies guess your age, but they will be surprised.
Okay, well,
okay, carry on.
I'm in my late 40s.
Yeah.
My late 40s.
Okay.
Nothing to be ashamed of it. It's not about the age. It's about your physical ability, health,
Exactly.
what you're doing with your life at any age.
People must be asking you ID for when you buy cigarettes or alcohol in the shop.
Well, I'm usually I don't smoke and don't drink much alcohol, but I think I mean, as a physiotherapist, age is not the matter here. It's at any age, what are you capable of doing?
Okay.
Physically or mentally, and then.
So tell me. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it was a good. You made a good point.
keep on going. Tell me what interests you into physiotherapy.
So coming to age, I'm dealing with a physical complaint, physical disability, age-related disability. So as part of my work, I obviously
need to be physically fit enough to perform my job on one hand, but also to inspire people to be active, to be physically fit, to be wanting to improve themselves, their physical, their mental state. So I'm here to give some sort of example, which I work hard for.
I still remember.
That makes sense.
I still remember first time I met you, I was in terrible pain with my shoulders. And you told me one thing. You asked me whether you do personal training. And I said, yes, I do personal training. And you told me one thing, that, lots of personal trainers, they end up hurting their clients. And then you had to clean up the mess they have created.
I would not say lots of, but some. Now, they never do it intentionally. And we also, in physiotherapy, a physiotherapist could also hurt his client. We're always come here to do the best from a point of view of knowledge, education, skills, communication with the client or the patient. But I'm always trying to prevent a situation where a client or a patient will be hurt, and that mainly through a collaboration between the personal trainer, the physiotherapist, the coach, the football coach or swimming coach with the health professional, good communication with doctors, for example. So when we all work together, we reduce the chances of hurting a client or a training player.
So you studied biology at school and you had a sports background. So that interests you to get into physiotherapy.
Yes, I always been into the human body, the physical side, not so much about the way it looks, but the way it function and
mobility.
Sorry?
Mobility,
stability of joints, speed, flexibility, every component of physical fitness that you have, to make sure it's improved, as everything is talking about age. Everything reduces, declines with age. Our mobility, our speed, our reaction, and that can lead to injury if you're not stop or slow them down or reverse them as you go, as you're getting older.
I have noticed one thing, that with my job I have to travel a lot, and usually people think laptop bags are not light, laptop bags are not that heavy, but actually laptop bags are very heavy with the adapter and everything. So when I was 20s, 30s, traveling with a laptop bag was not a problem. But the moment it became 40s and I started pulling all these heavy laptop bags and the flights and stuff, I started getting shoulder pain. So you're right. I mean, after a couple, when you age down, your joints and everything starts aching and soaring, And nowadays I completely avoid carrying laptop bags, to be honest. I just carry a satchel or something with the iPad. I don't carry laptops. Laptops are heavy. The high performance.
They used to be
heavy. The high performance laptops are very heavy, very heavy.
But in my view, in my professional or personal view, you should not avoid it, but you should make your body, yourself, prepare to carry the load, because injuries. That's the first lesson in physiotherapy back in Holland when I started studying. It's all about the load that you're having, physical, emotional load, a metabolic load, you name it, and your ability, your body ability, or your emotional ability to take the load. If there is imbalance between your load, your bag, your sport activity, and your ability to take that load, there will be an injury. So you need to aim to either reduce the load or increase your load capacity. Balance means optimal function. Balance between the two, between the load and your load capacity, or your capacity to take the load. And that's the key. That's a major lesson.
So not to avoid it.
Not necessarily. If you think there is too much load, either avoid it or reduce it, or increase your capacity, get stronger, get more flexible, think before you move, plan your trip differently, get somebody to carry your bag. You name it, you can choose.
That can happen in India, not here.
Fair enough.
Where you have servants and so on.
You choose the way you want to reduce the load or increase your abilities.
The one very interesting thing you told me during our previous conversation, I asked you, what did you learn out of Olympics as a coach? And you told me nothing. Because the audience need to understand that working as an official coach with Olympics doesn't necessarily gain you any experience. And why is that? Give me an example.
Yeah, I mean, I think you learn a lot. Mm-hmm. You learn a lot. You in being there and see how it works and meet professionals and associates and coaches, and being around top or the highest end professional sport is an experience. It's fascinating. It's an amazing experience. But as far as physiotherapy work, and that's what I was kind of, there is very little to do since everybody who's coming to the Olympic better not be injured. Once you're, if you need to perform at the top and you get injured, then you're probably have a problem. You'll have a problem to win. You may perform, but not at your best. Therefore, most of them don't get injured, or better not get injured. So we didn't have that much to do.
Okay.
But when we had to do something, then it's necessary. It's important. It can save the rest of their career. It can give them more opportunities, because Olympic is not the last competition. There is there's the European, there's Continent Championship, there is a World Championship, there's different tasks, national games. So you're there and you can help them a lot, if not for the current event, but maybe for the next one.
Did you have any celebrity sports person as your client?
No, there were people but they will be celebrity in their own field. There's not we're not talking football or basketball or baseball or it's individual sports. So
apart from me,
apart from so you're not see famous people in the individual sport unless you're in the major Olympics.
I tell you what, very funny incident. I was flying down to Jamaica once from London. And
from where? Sorry?
London. And I boarded the flight and I was sitting in my seat, and I was very sleepy because I had to take a early morning flight from Glasgow or whatever. So I sat down on the seat, and there's this very tall African guy pushing me like this. He's just literally pushing me like that. And I got angry. I said, what the hell? I'm trying to sleep here. Why are you pushing me? He says, can you just move a little bit? I have to put my luggage. So I just moved aside, and he opened the latch, and while he was putting his luggage, he had his passport in his hand, and half the boarding pass was coming out of his passport, and it was written Usain Bolt.
Seriously? You were happily being pushed by him, yeah?
I got up from the chair.
This is amazing, yeah? Really? And you didn't recognize him at the time? Wow.
And
did you know afterwards that it was him?
Yeah, when I saw Usain Bolt, know. And
he was in the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, actually.
Yes,
he went for one event.
And when he slept whole 9 hours.
Yeah.
He asked for a glass of water to the air hostess, and he had some pill. I don't know whatever, must be sleeping pill or something. And he just went to sleep, and he slept for 9 hours throughout. And when he woke up, obviously, I took a selfie with him.
Yeah, that's amazing. But, but that's again when we're talk about professional sport, professional athletes, the success, the winning. it's
He's
just like
such a down to earth man. Such a
yeah,
down to
yeah. I
earth
mean,
man.
these guys working so hard, day in, day out, hard training all
Do they have
day,
a lot of
twice.
problems, joint problems? These.
They may have usually towards the end of their career, but the amount of training is. I mean, I'm coming from swimming background, which is morning training of approximately 2 hours, then the evening training in the evening, and gym in between, and school in between, and I kind of had the taste of it when I see a winning, like a victory, even a tennis Grand Slam champion, hold the trophy. I know what it takes. It's not that glamorous one every day. So this guy's working so hard, and when they get injured,
They must be getting this dopamine lifting up this.
yeah. But it can be equally disturbing and disappointing when they get injured and they miss part of the season, and that's and I can see it in the practice on injuries. I deal with injuries, so imagine when it's when you're hoping to win or hold the trophy, and you actually get injured. And it all goes down to the drain for that season. It's painful.
Yeah. Interesting you brought that topic about swimming, and you gave me a very interesting fact about swimming. Is swimming you cannot pursue as a career unless you are super duper good. And you said how many kilometers you swam? 5
I mean,
kilometers?
you swim approximately. If you're at the peak of the season, it's about 5-6 kilometers. 5 kilometers, 4-5 kilometers in the morning, and about 5 in the evening. So the volume it used to be. I don't know. Yeah, it's about 10 kilometers. Yeah, I mean,
I can't walk for 10 kilometers.
I was swimming in my life much more than I ever ran or walk. And and it's brutal because by the time you're 14, 15, 16, you have to decide if. Usually, you will not decide. Someone else will decide if you're good enough. But the career span is very, very short, and people would only know probably the top 3. If you're not number 8 in the continent, you'll probably will not get the funds for to go further.
It's not something which you can make career out of if you're just good enough. You have to be super duper good.
You need to be super good. And I know amazing swimmers that never really made it, and they had to decide, 20, 21, 22, 20. Yeah, that's the end. That's just the
You
end.
need that stamina even after going there.
You have to, and it's usually a lot earlier
Do you
on.
do personal coaching for swimming as well in Glasgow?
No, not anymore. I mean, I love swimming. I love watch people swim and correct the techniques. And swimming is an amazing sport because you look at somebody and think he swims amazingly, but everyone needs to improve. And a coach can come to me as a swimmer, as a master swimmer, and can give me comments that I will have to work on for the next weeks to improve. And it's fine corrections.
The reason why I'm asking you is because my son likes water, but he doesn't know swimming. He's only 4.5-year-old. So that's
at 4.5, I would make him. I mean, that's when you can start teaching him just rough techniques and feeling, and they need to be comfortable in the water up to the age of 7 or 8, and only then start to implement the actual swimming techniques, or sending to a club or anything. So at this stage, just make sure he loves the water, enjoying swimming, feel confident, can dive, can play in the water. So I wouldn't worry that much. You have plenty of time for you to discover, for him to discover if he likes it or not. At younger age, they need to try different sports, so not to focus on one sport only. So maybe you'll figure out that he's better in other sport, maybe in athletics, maybe in football, maybe.
Yeah.
And then
maybe play PlayStation 5.
PlayStation. I mean, that's not a sport, but it's definitely enjoyable.
That's what they play these days.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I don't have time to think about it. So, you've written a book. Can we have a look at your book?
It's right there. There you go.
Gal is an author of this book called Private Physiotherapy. Tell me more about this book.
So this book, I've started writing it about approximately 10 to 12 years ago.
10,
Yeah,
12 years
it takes
ago.
a long time. I wrote, they wanted to present physiotherapy the way I do or wanted or always wanted to do it. So practical, but it's about it's called private physiotherapist because it's not about building up a big, massive, multi-million business. It's about me, an individual, professional practitioners.
What knowledge you gained for so many years, so you put it in the book.
Exactly, the journey, the knowledge, the practice, how I think it should be practiced by myself, to my clients, one-to-one, running the practice by myself and deliver the best service possible to every individual client or patient that come.
Are there bad practitioners?
There's no bad. There's different ways. Different ways. So right now, when you come to see a physiotherapist or any practitioner, you never really know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a good physiotherapist, less good, knowledgeable, a hands-on physiotherapist, somebody who gives you only exercises. And what if you need to use, your spine need to be manipulated? What you never know what you should get and what you're going to get, and there's a big gap. Expectation. You need to get on with your physiotherapist, and I kind of brought my way into it, and I completed it when I felt like I've completed a program or a way to do it.
And this is available in Amazon.
It's available on Amazon and on online on Waterstone and every major.
How about audiobook? Is it available as audiobook?
Audiobook as well. I think it's half price for the audiobook, and you can get full copy now. This particular book, it's important for me to mention because it's also, if you read it, it's for physiotherapists who want to build up their own practice client base, do it
so for a prospective student who is studying in Caledonia,
yes, starting or wanting to become a private physiotherapist eventually with a clinic, with a private practice, but it's also useful for anyone who works for the public service because physiotherapy is physiotherapy. It's, private is not better than public. We work together, we support each other. I cannot serve the entire public, I just serve a few people. But for people who read it, they can understand how what to expect, what to ask, what a physiotherapist in the private sector should do for them, and if he doesn't do it, what to ask for, when to raise a question about the treatment.
You studied in
Holland. In Enschede.
And that was your undergrad.
Yeah.
And then you came to Glasgow to do your master's.
Moved to Glasgow to specialize in musculoskeletal manual therapy later
You told
on.
me about something called manipulative physiotherapy. What is that?
Yeah. Physiotherapy in general split it into different areas: sports physiotherapy, children, cardio, heart rehabilitation.
Children have physiotherapy?
Children as well, yeah.
Give me an example. Why would a child need
It's children is the development of a child. So if a child have a problem, is to be limping a bit, or you have very flexible joints and you work on or compensate, or have some visual dysfunction in the way he move. So you can bring him to a physiotherapist.
Some kids sit in W posture.
Yeah, so a physiotherapist can steer their growing or their development in a very gentle and subtle way, so they go back on track in the way they move, and it can be very helpful, rather than develop a problem that will last.
So getting back to the manipulative.
So manipulative physiotherapy or manual therapy, that's the field of physiotherapy that deal with sport injuries and the movement system, people who can come to the clinic, get treatment, and go out of the clinic, as opposed to neurological physiotherapy, which is people with strokes need to go to hospital or rehabilitation center.
Or surgery.
Yeah, or surgery, or amputation is surgical physiotherapy. That's again rehabilitation of people who had.
I know a lot of
severe
cricketers have problem with their elbows and
yeah. So
shoulders
this
and
is
stuff.
musculoskeletal physiotherapy. That's the human movement physiotherapy. So you come, you get treatment, go home, go back to your sport. Manual therapy or manipulative physiotherapy is an area or a degree or speciality that we go deeper into that area of sport injuries and the human movement and how to treat it with slightly more comprehensive examination. We're getting deeper into the understanding and clinical reasoning and diagnostic process of the problem. And then treatment can be a combination of exercise-based physiotherapy or a manipulative work on joints or soft tissue. It's not better than normal physiotherapy, just going with more in-depth approach.
So, how old is physiotherapy? How far can you think about physiotherapy? How old is physiotherapy?
Physiotherapy is a relatively new profession, but it's growing faster, and right now it's considered.
So there's nothing about historical facts, like ancient facts where physiotherapy was. I'm sure gladiators might be.
I mean, I would go probably 100 years ago to the beginning of the 19th century, where physiotherapy and chiropractic, osteopath, any had any service for the movement system was delivered by doctors, medical doctors that had particular understanding or interest in it. So they developed the field of...
Fully developed was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, so and then it's gradually, I think, during the 1950s, it became a profession, and now it's considered the evidence-based practice of the...
I've got some fun facts for you regarding physiotherapies. I've got this electric fish therapy. What is that?
What is that?
Electric fish therapy.
No, never heard of that one.
The ancient Egyptians used electric fish to stimulate and reduce pain in certain medical conditions.
Well, electricity, that's interesting, because electricity has been used in physiotherapy and in medicine for many years.
Yeah, I remember you gave me one.
And,
those
absolutely.
Sensors.
I mean, nowadays it goes further into more and more advanced therapy.
But the Egyptians used to use electric fish to do that.
There you go. So they used electricity back then. I didn't know. That's how many years ago? Thousands?
Ancient Egyptians. It doesn't say the date or something.
That's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. So there's physio robots now. AI developed physio robots.
Yeah, I mean, I've read one of your
maybe
points.
Maybe you need to clone yourself.
I was intrigued by your because you mentioned to me that you're interested in AI, and I started to think of how AI,
you got
AI.
VR glasses. You can treat a client any part of the world with your own VR app. So these are some of the new things happening.
In relation to physiotherapy.
Yeah, virtual reality, augmented reality. So you basically stand in front of this guy in front of a camera, and the guy wears Oculus glasses or Apple Cast, the new thing.
Yeah.
And you could be standing in front of him, telling him what to do.
And what does he see?
You.
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
And there is information in the background.
And you tell him what to do.
Yeah, because I was before I met you today, I was actually thinking how AI can replace my work.
No, it not. AI will not replace work.
Just
don't
assist.
Get me wrong. The system will change.
It will assist my work. So
yes.
you're not going to replace.
But you need to catch up with the technology. Mm-hmm. So instead of clients coming to you in your clinic, you could have a client in America or Canada or any part of India where you could do consultation on Apple glasses.
Yeah, that would eventually happen. But I'm thinking of how can we treat without touching? Yes, we can do hands-on, but how if I need to test the muscle, test the joint, test the nerve?
COVID taught us a lot of things. When COVID happened, my main job is to teach people. So when COVID happened and we had to pack up this whole building because of COVID, then we had to reinvent ourselves. And then Zoom came in, and then we changed our style to teach people worldwide. In fact, we were more successful during COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
So you figured out way to replace them.
Yeah, face to face. And
but is any hands-on work or operating, manipulating objects that you needed to give up or
simulation? We managed through simulation, but yeah, the things were manageable. It's just you have this border, Great Wall of China around your brain that we cannot do it unless it's face to face. But it actually happens.
Yeah, at least part of the practice can be.
Yeah.
And, that brings me into the muscular system.
Yeah.
When you come to injury, you mentioned you come from cricket background.
No, not me. I mean, India is a nation of cricket playing people.
Playing for 10 hours.
There are 3 religions in India: Hindu, Muslim, and Christianity, and the 4th one is cricket.
Is it true that a game take 10 hours or so, a whole day, 2 days?
No, there are different styles. So you have like 3-4 days matches. There are morning till evening matches, and then there are shorter form, which is quite popular now. So that runs for 6 hours or something.
But no, that's in terms of injuries. As far as
there's lots of money for physiotherapists in cricket. Yeah,
treating
high intense, and they play like 10 months a year or something.
But I think artificial intelligence has place.
Here's another. You know what's the connection between India and Israel?
No.
You probably don't know this. Your brother will know. How long back do you think India and...
there was immigration from India, I think, at the time.
I have this fun fact noted. You'll be surprised. You'll be shocked, to be honest. Your brother will know this. This is for your brother. You know that there's a Jewish synagogue in Mumbai? Yes? And there's a big community of Jewish people, Israeli people in Mumbai. You know that? Or no?
No, I didn't know.
There's a big Israeli community in Mumbai. Movies, Bollywood movies started in 1920s. Cam, this should be in the mashup, right? 1920s, Bollywood movies were made.
Bollywood is huge, huh?
Yeah, the 1920s. I'm talking this is pre-independent. 1920s black and white cinema.
Yeah.
Right? 1920s Indian society was very conservative. Right? So no Hindu girl or Muslim girl would act in movies. But there was a big community of Israeli girls
that were allowed to play.
They volunteered to become movie actress.
They were allowed to play according to
in the movies. And the first Bollywood actress is Israeli.
Yeah, seriously, that's interesting. Yeah,
her name.
That's an interesting fact.
Her name was Ruby Myers.
I think the name it sounds like from the.
And the second one, Rose Ezra.
Yeah.
And then Miss Rose.
Yeah.
They are all Israelis.
Good actors.
Good actors, beautiful.
Yeah, well, interesting. You see, I've learned something new. Do you watch Bollywood? Do you speak the?
I've acted in a couple of them.
Oh, really? So you have interest in the.
Just
that's
passion.
Again comes to the
passion.
So movies as a passion. Yeah, I always wondered about the injuries that happen on the set of and how fit they get in order to, and how do they get fitter and look.
There are a lot of Bollywood movies shot in Glasgow every summer because Scottish government gives 50% rebate to the production company. Yeah. So if they spend £100,000, £50,000 is paid by Scottish government.
Yeah.
That's why lots of Hollywood movies, Bollywood movies are shot in Glasgow or Scotland in general.
Right. Yeah, you see, I didn't know that either.
So the first Bollywood actress came from Israel.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Ruby Myers,
Ruby
1920.
Myers, I'll look it up, yeah.
So yeah. So your brother is an actor.
No, he used to be now. Started as an actor.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have nothing to do with acting myself. It's I love movies, but
Your parents, were they into sports?
my dad was playing any sport. I mean, played tennis, was surf, was good in any sport. But I never got that talent. I went into swimming, and once you go into swimming, you stay in swimming. That will be your main sport because you.
I need to catch you for my kid for swimming.
No problem, yeah.
Yeah. So
how old is your kid? Four
and a half,
years, yeah.
4.5. Yeah. Tell me any incident which changed your life while working on a client, which was some life-changing event for you, some very bad situation.
That can be bad or good. I mean, I'm my own fear. I think every professional fear is to hurt a client unintentionally, of course. So on the other hand, you have a lot of successful cases that you help people and you save their sport or their lifestyle, or sometimes you save their life. If you're somebody come to you and he looks unwell, and you're something about what we call red flags shine up, or a red light about their major or their general health, and you send them to the hospital because you're not sure about a back pain being kidney or a tumor, or something doesn't make a clinical sense, and that's how we judge it. If something doesn't make clinical sense, we send somebody for further medical examination because we aren't sure what it is.
Internal organs can make you feel pain.
Yeah, I mean, if you have, I don't know, for example, just a simple kidney infection can feel like a back pain, but it will give you pain or internal dysfunction regardless of movement. As a physiotherapist, I deal with the movement system. So if you wake up with pain, go to sleep with pain, wake up in the middle of the night with pain, whether you walk or sit or lie down or move doesn't make a change to your pain, that's a red light. That's when I'm saying, okay, something isn't quite right here. Not necessarily very wrong, but not right. So I will send you for further medical examination because it's not your muscle, your ligaments, your nerve, which I know how they behave.
As a general advice, what advice would you give to your viewers? What red lights to look for regarding internal organs?
Yeah, so you ask about life changing, and anytime I'm able to help somebody.
Let me rephrase. What advice would you give to the audience regarding red lights to watch for in their own body?
If the pain is not related to your movement or activity. Okay, if pain appears randomly spread in different areas.
Like you didn't play sports for so many days or didn't do gym, but still your body is aching. That's a red sign.
Yeah, or it's aching when you finish your day, aching at the beginning of the day. I'm not saying don't go to hospital, but go and see a physiotherapist and tell them exactly what you feel. Make sure they know what you feel, they know the symptoms, they organize them on a body chart, and then together you can communicate the continuation of the treatment. And again, if the treatment doesn't work, or both you and the physiotherapist are unsure of what it is, then maybe seek further medical advice or examination.
Okay.
But that's when the pattern of your symptoms are irregular. It's not related to movement or function. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Was there a very difficult client for you to deal with who had a hard time solving his problem? Any example like that?
I think the difficult ones. I mean, there's different difficult ones. There's difficult one to communicate with.
No, I'm not talking about communication.
You mean difficult for physically, like the physical complaint?
Okay, let's talk about communication also or later.
Yeah, I mean, I look at a problem can be you can split it into. There's different models, but you can look at it as emotional, physical, and chemical or metabolic. So I deal with the physical. So somebody come with physical complaints, but they can be originated from a chemical or emotional dysfunction. So again, you can have stomach aches. It could be out of stress or
chemical.
Or
you mean drugs?
No, chemical as of what you eat, how you breathe, what you're taking in, you drinking alcohol, smoke, eat food, eat junk, eat fast, eat good, eat bad. So what you bring into your body.
Food affects your physical self?
It could be if you eat the wrong thing and you have, you acquired any illness or develop any problem with your body as a result of eating the wrong thing. That could happen. Or if you're emotionally stressed, or that can lead into health problem, stomach ulcers. Stress can.
It does. What age you think people start requiring physiotherapy? Is there a particular age where people should go for physiotherapy? Or
I mean, I don't tend to treat too young children. I work probably from the age of 10 onwards. But you can in the physiotherapy degree we learn a little bit of everything. So again, if you bring me a 4 or 5 years old, I will not be fully specialized and an expert in that age group. I will be able to watch a tendency or a direction of where things are, where roughly the problem is. So you can go to physiotherapy at any age. On the other hand, there is the field of geriatric elderly people physiotherapy. And again, you have to treat them in a different way. You can help them a lot, but you have to also accept the fact that there's some degenerative changes. There were previous injuries. There may be background illnesses that you know or don't know of, so they need to be treated slower, with a little bit more care and understanding of aging.
But normally, what age do you think people? Let's put it this way. What is your average client age?
Yeah, for sport injuries, it would probably be late teenage, 15.
Okay. Natural causes?
Sorry?
Natural causes?
Natural causes. Now, natural causes, I think, unless somebody... there are natural causes, but everything can have a cause that we can look for. So if you all of a sudden feel a shoulder pain or an elbow pain, there must be a reason for that. A shoulder pain can be
like it happened to me with the COVID jab. Nobody knew anything about this till NHS doctors told me that they had the same thing.
It could
frozen
be.
shoulder.
Yeah,
because they recruited so many nurses who were not trained to give jabs, and they were like, boom.
No,
boom.
Absolutely. When you take take for example frozen shoulder, when the shoulder is developed an inflammation from unknown cause. The cause is sometimes minor, little injury to the shoulder that get the whole shoulder sort of infected with inflammation and stiffness and then severe pain. So stabbing or giving you the COVID or any injection straight into the shoulder, into one of the rotator cuff muscles, can develop a shoulder dysfunction, according to research. So the unknown cause could be a small trauma to one of the rotator cuff, or the nerve, So it's not completely unknown. And
It could happen. And I've seen a few of them as well.
After me or before me?
After you, yeah. You came to see me before COVID.
No, during COVID.
Was it during? I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, almost end of COVID. So, getting back to your book, right? So, does it teach a prospective student business kind of things, or it's purely to do with body?
No, it's body. It's the process of how I practice physiotherapy, from the examination, the diagnosis, and the types of treatment which I deliver, which is based on exercise.
So mostly treatments.
Treatment and how to build up your business, your physiotherapy business, or your future practice.
There is business stuff.
Both business and doing physiotherapy, and how to develop your career in that way.
Glimpse of something special about business from this book? Some key pointers?
Yeah, I mean, in business is. I mean, you're probably you're the expert of business by the large meaning of it. But for me, business is dealing with customers. First of all, make sure that you do the best you can to treat them safely, effectively, to communicate with them, to make sure they're happy and get better, and how to manage your obviously when you earn money, how to make sure you manage your money and assets in the right way, and also to develop yourself as a professional. So I think these three components.
There are a couple of things to run business. I'm sure you have realized that by running your business, you have to always keep on learning.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The day you stop learning, that's the end of your career.
Professional development. Yeah.
The other thing is you always have to be nice with the clients.
There you go.
They are the one who provide. But yeah, two things is the most important thing is keep on learning. Like you were quite keen in learning how you can adapt AI stuff in your future business. Immediately you're like, if somebody doesn't do that, he'll lose out.
But where is? I mean, that's my kind of a question to you. I'm here to learn from you. But when do you say I need to start living and stop learning and develop my business and build up my career? When do you say that's it's time to stop or slow down, or there is never a slowdown?
No, you have to keep on learning. After AI, something else will come. After that, something else will come. If you stop learning, where will you'll be gone?
And that's
why a perfect example is Nokia. Nokia was the best-selling phone. Today it disappeared because they never caught up with the times. So
that's the reason.
You have to always catch up with the times.
Yeah, that's the problem with the.
How do you do personal development? Do you do a lot of courses?
I mean, I did initially my first. Well, it was my swimming career, but then I did my first degree of physiotherapy. Then 4 years full time, then another 5 years part time. Took me 5 years.
Swimming was your bigger passion than physiotherapy.
Yeah, but that was a year course part time. But then physiotherapy is 2 degrees, 1 part time. It's about 10 years of education, courses in between, and then you finish everything, and you feel that people still coming with problems that I cannot figure out. What are they? Mm-hmm. And then I have to keep learning even further and figure out beyond and beyond and beyond. And it comes to areas that they were not teaching me in uni, so I need to keep investigate and speak to other professions and meet people and talk. I just talk physiotherapy and health to everybody. I help everyone I can, and I just try to get knowledge from anywhere possible. So it's a life mission.
You do lectures in Caledonia University as well?
I did. I was a guest lecturer over there. I taught there. That was a great experience to teach the first year physiotherapy students. Mm-hmm. And I was amazed. I've seen clever boys and girls, and as if they already know so much somehow in comparison to how I was. I just need to learn and keep learning. And they seem to, everything I teach them, they learn fast and they perform really well. And that surprised me. Maybe that's the age of technology and access to knowledge, social media.
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
Uh,
Are they fast learner these days?
Watching my son playing with iPad and stuff, he learns all the dinosaurs' names and stuff. I just know dinosaur.
So we're dinosaurs. We're the dinosaurs.
But the kids here, God knows, raptor, brachiosaurus, that saurus, this saurus. I just knew dinosaur.
Yeah, but you see, education, as you're an educator, and teaching is a great way of learning. It's put you on people.
Cam, how much time we have?
About 10 minutes left, George. 48 minutes of recording.
48. Okay, 10 minutes. So 5 minutes close up. So 5 minutes more. Let's go through some fun facts.
There you go. Fun is good.
I asked Rita. She was the previous
your personal
guest.
trainer, yeah?
Yeah. So I asked her, maybe did you watch that?
I watch most part of it,
Well,
yeah.
I told her that, you see, weight training is all about gravity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, how does an astronaut do weight training in space where there's no gravity?
Probably need to.
So
They need to pull against resistance somehow. Or?
Yeah, then she was like blocked out, and then she
Into
couldn't sleep.
huh?
She couldn't sleep whole night. Rita couldn't sleep whole night. She researched whole night, and she found this special gadget developed by NASA, which the astronaut uses. And sent me a video in the night.
Or is like rollers of some kind?
Some weird gadget.
But there is. They do have the gym on the spaceship, yeah.
So I have
Send me that.
I have some kind of questions like that for you.
There you go. Challenge me.
No, there's no challenge. It's just, do animals have physiotherapies?
Yes. Yes.
I was surprised to look at this.
Nowadays, I mean, I'll give you an example. It's related to technology, because the technology I use in my practice is a shockwave, radial shockwave, which is the old version, and focused shockwave.
Yeah, you show me that. Show me that.
They generate electromagnetic shock and detect and treat specific injuries, and the EMTT technology, which is a little bit wider, working on growth, releasing of growth factor using magnetic MRI technology. Now that's used for horses, used for dogs, because it speeds up the healing process of an animal the same way it does for men.
Okay.
So here you go. Use of
do
technology.
you do?
I don't do animals, but it's big on horses, and I think in veterinary. Also, acupuncture is used now for animals. I don't use it in my practice in any way.
Do they teach you acupuncture in
No, that's an additional course. We didn't have that.
Okay.
You need to deal with the needles, and you need but I've not had any.
Okay. I'm sure you
Good
know.
question, though.
I'm sure you know about the underwater treadmills and bikes which Ronaldo uses.
That's remind me. That's a great point, because I had a professional hockey player from Glasgow. Okay. And he was injured, ankle injuries. And before I had technology, I was new to the profession. And then we thought that we will send him to run in the water with floats, do water running. And he came out of the water without injuries and fitter than any other team member.
Yeah?
For running, yeah.
That's another mashup, Cam.
Yeah, that's it.
So water running, no load on the joint, you can save so much mileage that will normally risk your joint, destroy your cartilage potentially. Running in the water, come back equally fit, but save
Even
yourself
better.
from damage.
Even better.
Brilliant. Anything you can do in the water. I'm a water person, I may be biased, but that's the way forward if you want to prevent and outperform with less damage.
Okay, that I'll remember. Rita told me it is easier to do gym inside water than outside water.
It's easy. Oh, it's probably you don't need the pool. You can do it everywhere outside. But
Well, my pool is being used for once a
if
year.
it's deep, but you need a deep well. You can do in shallow, but you need deep water. Deep end.
Ancient origins of physiotherapy goes back to ancient Greek, Egyptian, and Chinese texts. Techniques such as massage, hydrotherapy, manual therapy have been used for thousands of years.
All right.
This is from Wikipedia. So,
Thousands of years,
but
yeah.
must be in crude form, very crude form.
Uh,
Yeah.
So it's been used, yeah.
Yeah. The biggest Guinness World Record was in Pune, in India, with 3,143 participants.
It's all right. Wow.
There's a Guinness World
Again,
Record in
India.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a nice chat with you.
Yeah.
I came to know a lot of things about physiotherapy. One thing I want to ask you, how important is for people who are 40s, 50s, I know joint pains, all these things starts middle age level.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them, people in 40s and 50s, if they suddenly feel some abnormal pain in the joint and stuff? Should they go for a physiotherapy straight away, not ignore it, or what advice would you give them?
I mean, first of all, don't ignore pain, or you can ignore it for maybe a couple of days. But if it's if an injury, if you have health problem, go and seek advice from your doctor. But physical pain, don't ignore it for longer than a week or two. If after 2 weeks, or
2
if you're
weeks.
if you're in a lot of pain, then go seek help straight away for if you have a trapped nerve or sciatic nerve dysfunction. Go and see. I love it when people see me straight away, and I can deal with it straight away. So, but don't postpone any injury forward, and work in order to. When we were talking earlier about prevention, so when I recommend to anyone to do everything they can to prevent the injuries before they happen, through the muscular system. Just don't wait until you're injured. Take action in advance.
I wanted to ask you, I completely forgot about this. During COVID, I mean, I'm wearing shoes now, nice, comfortable shoes. You got carpet, and it gives you the cushioning effect. So pre-COVID, I never had any heels problem or cracked heels or aching heels. It was never a problem because I used to wear 9 to 5 shoes, nice shoes, cushioned shoes, carpet in the office. So I never had problem. Enter COVID, my house is solid floor, so it's not carpeted. And because I was not wearing shoes all the time, nobody wears shoes at home. Especially Indian people don't wear shoes at home. But what happened was during COVID, while I was walking in this hard flooring, the arc, this arc, that started paining terribly. In the morning when I woke up and put my foot down on the floor, I used to get a terrible pain. Then I spoke to somebody else, same, middle-aged. He also had the same problem. Then I spoke to somebody else. He had the same problem. So anybody who stopped going to the office, working from home, had this problem.
Yeah.
What's the relationship?
I think first of all, when you in COVID, people work from home. They did not go on the train, on the bus, in the car, into the office, out for lunch. They stay home all the time. So they never had any weight-bearing time. Of standing up. They didn't have to, maybe they stood up from bed or work from bed or just wait. So it's possibly a problem with the weight bearing, lack of capacity of your foot,
like
your
you
bones
mentioned about the laptop.
To take the, So you all of a sudden after a whole day of sitting, a whole night of sleeping, you all of a sudden stood up and gave the body some sort of a shock.
So it could be again your foot was not geared to take so much
And this happened
load all
only,
of a sudden.
only
Could be.
during COVID.
Maybe. I mean, for some people, it was
And
a
then,
time that they never really left the house.
I repaired it by wearing a special shoe from Switzerland. It's called Kaiben.
I know
I think
Kaiben.
you,
Yeah,
I
I've
think
met.
you,
Yeah.
you
I
wear
recommended it?
Kaiben as well. Yeah.
I no longer wear it, but I don't think that.
Kaiben is a bit like Rolls Royce for cars.
Really, but they're
Kaiben
not as
is
nice food. I think they had a design.
Yeah,
issues.
they're
It
ugly
wasn't
shoes, but they're very comfortable.
One client told me they're great, but they're ugly.
They're ugly, but expensive.
No, ugly, but they're not. It's about what they do for you.
It's not
the-
Gucci,
yeah.
Prada or something. But Kaiben is expensive, but that solved my problem.
They're amazing, but I just couldn't. I was afraid to offer it to my
when I
clients.
saw you wearing Kaiben, I said, okay, he's the right guy for me.
Yeah, there you go. You knew it. It's a Swiss company. Yeah, yeah. I still they come into my. They probably developed the design.
Yeah, very, very soft, comfortable, and that.
But sorry.
Yeah, it's very soft, comfortable, and kind of helped that problem.
But always think when it comes to preventing injuries and preventing your body slow down the aging process, it's all about as far as the physical health, it's reduction of muscle mass. So we're losing muscles as we get older. So always make sure that you develop your muscles. Now, two types of muscle, two groups are the stabilizing muscle and the moving muscles. The stabilizers are probably about 30 or 40 components in the whole body. So if you work on them, you can prevent injuries, work on your moving muscles in the gym, keep going to the gym and maintain your muscle mass. It goes down and then we're starting to get weaker and unstable.
Nutrition-wise, what do you suggest for good joints and for elderly age?
I mean, I always believe in balanced food because
Is there any particular food which you recommend, like
if you eat
codfish oil or something? Yeah.
It depends, and people have different views on food, on whether they want to be, vegetarian or eating meat or fish, but I think you need to make sure that you always stay within your body type. Okay, so don't if you're a slim person.
BMI.
Yeah, BMI and your type. So if you're a relatively slim person, don't become overweight because naturally your body is not able to take to take the weight. Or if you're a big guy, don't try to get all of a sudden slim because it's not your body type. It can be unhealthy. Or if you're a slim person, not trying to build up muscles that your body cannot maintain or your heart cannot maintain or feed. So stay within your
BMI.
your framework, plus or minus.
Okay.
A little bit of overage, not a problem.
Okay.
But
if you were not a physiotherapist, what would you be?
probably
No swimming.
No, not probably a designer of some kind.
What kind of designer?
I love creativity. I like graphics, and I've never went into it. And even in physiotherapy, I try to be as creative as I can, and creative with treatments. And if somebody face a struggle,
people whose thumbs roll over. Show me your thumb. Creative.
Creative. There you go. So, you always need creativity. I'm less analytic, so more creative.
Okay. But that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure talking to you and learning so many things. And when you're young, you don't think about so much about your body injuries and joint injuries. Only when you go 40s, 50s, then you start thinking about these things and then phoning up physiotherapists.
It's a little bit like maybe investment or financial. You'd start thinking when you're older.
Yeah, but it was good conversation, and I am hoping that I'll get you again after maybe a couple of months. We can talk about maybe swimming, especially. And that was Mr. Gal Kantor. It was great having him in here, and like I said, he has wealth of experience and he's just launched his book. It's called The Private Physiotherapy, and you can get copies of it in as audiobooks, hardcovers, Amazon, all sort of usual places. And it's a 12 years of hard work, and I'm sure it's full of gold. Thank you so much, Gal.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. This is a small.
Oh, thank you so much.
Memento
That's a pleasure.
for you. I hope
Thank you
like
so
it.
much.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I would like to sign this book for you.
Okay. Where's the
can,
pen? Gal, you need a Cam.
Give me a pen later on, or I can do it.
Yeah, you
but
can do it here.
It's all yours.
Cam, do you have a pen? I'll keep it in my library here. It takes a lot of effort to write a book. I can imagine how much hard work, revision, and stuff goes into writing something like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gal.
Yeah, thank you.
And
thank you for having me
over. Thanks for coming in.
And good luck with everything, with the podcast, with
I hope so.
Everything you do great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.